Hello, my friends. We are back, and this is Goetz 1. I have two Goetz, Albert Goetz 1911s. This is the first one. You've probably heard this one before. I have a sound sample, but we redid the bridge, sound post, and kind of modified this one. So we're a little happier with it. Of course, we're never 1,000% satisfied until it is completely perfect. So it's an ongoing quest to get the best sound out. But here's Catherine to evoke that sound. We have Il Canones on here. I believe the E string is probably a Jargar, a little bit different, but I'll turn it over to her and Albert Goetz.
I just want to show really quickly, again, I'm such a sucker for the details. Look at this cool like iridescence on the back. I hope the camera picks it up, but it like has this cool kind of shimmery quality. It's like, I don't know, it's really, really pretty. I love the backing. And like just all these like little sunspots on there. It's like I got some sun or something. So anyways. Lots of activity in the wood. I heard tons of resonance. I did a little resonance. I did a little resonance activity with the instrument just a few moments before I played, and I can demonstrate that to y'all if y'all ever want to do this. But it's a cool little double stop exercise where if you play perfectly in tune, you can get all these overtones. So I'm gonna scooch just a little bit closer so that maybe the mic can pick it up. But I'm gonna do a second finger on the G string and then an open D string. Really hope the mic picked it up, but if you're listening closely, once I got my fingers like perfectly in tune, it created like a third bass note. And if you have, if your ears aren't dying like mine, you could probably hear some of the higher overtones. Since I've been playing violin for so long, I can't quite hear some of those higher overtones anymore, but you can really hear and feel those low overtones. I felt them in my jaw a little bit right here and in this tooth. It was just buzzing straight up my jaw, which is such a cool feeling. But that exercise, if you do that, all the way up the string and then all the way up into the E string, it creates, it allows the wood to loosen a little bit and it allows for more resonance. So that's just a fun little exercise that you can do with either this instrument or with your own instrument. So I want to bring attention to one quick little thing. I'm sure you heard that super loud squeak whenever I tried playing my first note. E strings like to squeak. I have not really delved into the research of why E strings squeak, but we know that E strings like to squeak. And there are two ways to counter it. The first one is to make sure you have enough bow weight. I didn't press into the E string as much as I should have, and so then it had that high-pitched little mosquito ringtone sound. Or the second being is that there is an E string that really helps with preventing squeaky sounds. So I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'll be honest, I've never really looked into it. But anyways, don't think that, I hope that it does not reflect on the quality of the instrument. E strings they just squeak, and I've had them squeak on like every instrument I've played on. Other than the squeak, I really love the resonance of the double stops of this instrument. The wood is so live. It has this gorgeous ring to it and these gorgeous tones that really indicate the quality of the wood and how much that it's been broken in, which is an extremely good sign on this instrument. I really love how the double stops on this instrument sound too. Some instruments, it feels very uncomfortable to play double stops, but this one, it felt nice. I didn't have to work too terribly hard to achieve those double stops in the third movement of the Bruch Violin Concerto. And as you heard, it spoke very clearly and had just that nice power to the sound. It really filled the room. And shifting up and down on this instrument is very easy, which is another important aspect of having a nice instrument. You want to feel that shifting is not too sticky, it's not too uncomfortable, it's not too laborious. My hands were just slipping and sliding up and down the string like it was a water park. So that's a really encouraging thing about this instrument for sure. You will not have any trouble shifting anywhere. This instrument can definitely whisper. I played really softly, and I love being able to just shrink the bubble of sound that I'm creating without the bubble popping. And it just was, the sound was just so, it was able to maintain its shape and maintain its quality while I was just, shrinking it down. And then I decided, to play louder. And it's the dynamic capability of this instrument is wonderful. And personally, I feel like maybe there could be an adjustment to the G string to where it's just a smidge louder. But I'm also a loud instrument girly. I love having my instruments very loud. I like to be heard. So, that would be a recommendation of mine. But other than that, the sound was overall pretty clear. I didn't hear any wolf tones. And just, super strong upper register on this violin. So, yeah, I think it's a lovely instrument.
Bravo, thank you, and thank you, Albert Goetz, what we're calling the Goetz #1 here. So this is the second time you've heard it, so I'll keep the first sound sample up, but this is the newest with the new setup. So bravo, Catherine, thank you, online friends, and I hope you enjoyed. Any questions, please let us know. Any feedback, I would love to hear from you. And bravo, my friends. Thanks, Catherine. Play on, my friends.